at 2:40. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. We're broadcasting live right now on YouTube TV, Facebook, Instagram, and our home, CentralValleyTalk.com. Austin Reed with you on this Wednesday. It is the 31st of March, another gorgeous day across the Fresno Metro. Temperatures highs today right around 85. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be 88 and sunny in Fresno. So yeah, it is hot. It's hot in the studio as well. Joining us live, our next guest is Diana, right?
Yes.
Diana Morales. And you specialize in Medicare healthcare plans for, I learned something new today from you just before our interview, that Medicare is for anybody 65 and up or somebody that's been disabled for what, 24 months?
Yeah, 24 months and over. So once you hit 24 months, it automatically kicks you get Medicare after 24 months.
So let's talk a little bit about Medicare here in 2021. What's new?
So there's a lot of new plans right now. Say if somebody has kidney failure, that's included this year. And then, also a lot of extra benefits. So there's a lot of plans out there that have extra benefits: dental, vision, hearing, chiropractic, acupuncture, that sort of transportation. And a lot of these plans are, some of them are at no cost. So you just have to really look into them. And what we do is I go over specifically for that client the different plans that are available to them here in this area, because they have to be in the area, and that's because every area is different. So
Sure.
Every county is different, the zip code's different with the different plans. And I have clients from Sacramento area all the way to San Diego. So there's a lot of different plans available.
But you're able to really kind of help them navigate the process.
Yes.
Because it is a process.
It is. And I ask certain questions, like what type of medications are you taking, doctors that you want to stay with, and it's pretty specific to each individual person, cost-wise, what are you looking to spend? There are a lot of plans out there that, are zero cost to them, premiums, and there are some that, do cost something. So it just depends on what they're looking for. Are you looking for an HMO? Are you looking for a PPO? Are you looking for, a supplemental plan? So it just really depends on what type of plan we can gear it directly, just specifically for them.
With the Biden administration taking over, has that changed things?
No.
Not yet?
No.
Do you think it will or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. It could, but
so far,
no, it hasn't affected it. So.
Now, as far as folks that are disabled, whether it's a 20-year-old or a 25-year-old, if they've been disabled for 2 years, they can get Medicare.
Correct. So Medicare is a federal, plan, and it only pays up to 80% of their hospitalization or their doctor visits or, medical visits. So they have to get a different plan to pay for the other 20%. Because say you end up in the hospital and it's a $100,000 bill, you're on the hook for $20,000. That's a lot of money. And we all know that's pretty easy to do being in the hospital. And so, so it's really good to look at the different plans that will cover that extra 20% and also cover your prescriptions. And if you need transportation, some of the plans cover that. And the extra benefits, some plans give you money back for over-the-counter items, So you just really have to look at all the different plans that are available and see what's out there that will fit your needs.
Now, for a lot of people that are doing this on their own, I can only imagine how tough it is. And is that kind of why I think for people that are struggling and they have questions, working with a licensed agent is critical, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. You can do it on your own. You can go onto Medicare.gov and look up the different plans. You can look in your book. The book is like this thick. it's a lot to read. If you are that type of person that you want to go through, you can do it on your own, but you might miss something because this is something I do every day. You know, the
Right.
average person doesn't do this every day, so they don't know some of the ins and outs and the different plans that are available. You do have to look at the different plans, and you will have to talk to an agent, a licensed agent. But I am local, so that's the benefit, is that I'm local here, and if you call me, I will take care of if you have an issue with the, you know, the insurance company or the doctor visits or the dental visits and stuff like that. I'm local, they will get me, not some 800 number that they're just going to get whoever that answers the
Exactly.
phone.
Yeah, and you
So-
can meet with them,
Right.
or do a virtual. Are you
Right.
doing any of that? The virtual stuff?
I am.
Yeah.
I not really virtual, but
Okay.
more so, you know, over the phone if
Sure.
they don't want to meet in person, if they're, you know, nervous about that. We also have an office right here off of Shaw.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
you know, right across from the Fashion Fair Mall. And so, or I can meet in-home visits too. I do a lot of those. A lot of the clients don't want to leave. They ask for me to come over. Oh, you know, I don't feel comfortable driving. Will you come over and visit?
Right.
And so I do in-home visits also. It's almost like, you know, doctor call home visits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 20 Live from the studios of Mike Briggs Properties, it is Central Valley Business, brought to you by CentralValleyTalk.com. Good afternoon. Happy April. It is the first of a brand new month, the fourth month here in 2021. Welcome. We've got another great day ahead of live local guests because we like to celebrate Fresno, Clovis, and all of Central California by introducing you to people in the business community, especially that are doing big things. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Austin Reed on Air, also on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. By the way, it is March Madness. Mike Briggs, the owner of Central Valley Talk, gave me this tie. So I love basketball. I was very sad when my Beavers lost the other day, but it is, hey, at least March Madness is happening this year.
Right.
More so than last year. So joining us live, our first guest today, this is Cambrea Horn-McNair. Am I saying that right?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
Welcome.
Hyphenated.
Hyphenated. Yeah. That's all good. That's all good. You are with Certainly Soaps.
Yes.
Now, are you based in the Tower District?
I am not based in
Okay.
the Tower District, but Tower Blends carries our products. So we do have some of our products there at Tower Blends.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
I love their, how do you say, is it acai?
Acai.
Acai.
Yes.
So good. That's where I found you, actually.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, shout out to them.
Yes, definitely.
I want to start with the story of Certainly Soaps, kind of from the beginning,
Okay.
and also let's start that actually with your background.
Okay. So I'm born and raised here in Fresno. I went to Fresno City College. I played volleyball there. I did receive scholarships, so I moved away to Southern California, played some volleyball there, got a job in corporate America there, and it was at that point that I decided, okay, I want to get into event planning. This is like my thing. You know, I'm very good at this. I'm very organized. I'm very detail oriented, so I felt that it would be a great fit for me.
Sure.
So moving forward, I kind of slowly took a path into event planning, and then finally a couple years, probably a year or so after having my daughter, I started my own event planning company. And so my husband is from the East Coast, and so at that time we were living in New York. And so recently, I'd say probably we're going on 2 years now. We relocated back to Fresno. And so over that time that I spent there in New York, I really kind of built up my event planning business. And I was very excited to bring it back here to the Central Valley just because this is my home. And I found myself traveling here a lot because a lot of my clients were people who knew me. And so I was excited to bring my event planning company here to the Central Valley. But very shortly after we moved, the pandemic happened. And it was one of those situations where I really had to go back to the drawing board because even though I was an established event planner coming into a new area, new location, new vendors, new venues, I have to be able to get out there and, kind of work the crowd, work the scene, find new clientele, generate new relationships with other event planning companies. So after I realized, okay, there aren't going to be any events happening, there aren't going to be any weddings or anything like that, it really kind of put me in a place of like limbo. Like, okay, what do I do now moving forward? People are doing the yard, the drive-by baby showers and things like that. But for me, one of my biggest things about event planning was giving the clients an experience, because I always say it, and I will say it now, even with Certainly Soap, an experience is everything. And sometimes people don't have time to focus on all of those little details. And so for me as an event planner, that was something that brought me joy, because then when the client sees the final outcome, they're so excited. They get to celebrate whatever special occasion they're sharing. That was a big thing for me. So I wanted to do something. I said, what if I just start making something? Something I can do on the side that's, not going to, be a lot of work on my end, and that will still allow me to be creative because I'm very hands-on. So I needed to be doing something with my hands. And literally, it sounds silly, Austin, but I was in the bathtub. And I said, you know what? I'm having a good time. Like, I've got my bath salts, I got my candles. And in that moment, I kind of thought to myself, in the middle of this pandemic, I know that there's a lot of people that are spending a lot of time at home.
Yes.
And I think that very often we neglect our self-care routines just because life is so busy. And so in that moment, I was like, I want to give this experience back to the experience that I'm having right now to everybody. And how do I do that? And it literally started with a single bar of soap that I had purchased from somewhere else. And then I thought, well, maybe I could start with the soap. And I just dove headfirst into it. And I was just amazed by the soap making process and the benefits and how much better, handmade soap is compared to the things that we're using.
Yeah, like Dove or those.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, see that, and that's fascinating. Your story is fascinating, I think, and this is something that's happened to a lot of people in the pandemic, where they're doing something, especially in the event world.
Yes.
And when it just kind of dies, you have to scramble and figure out, what else can I do?
Exactly.
And, I haven't interviewed anybody yet that said, I was in the bathtub and I thought, this is what I'm doing next.
Inspiration strikes at any moment. Exactly, at any moment, you never know.
I love it. So, talk about your soaps and Certainly Soaps. Let's hear about that.
Okay, so when I decided that I wanted to get into soap making, I knew that I wanted to create a product that was as natural as possible. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then how do I do that the best way? So all of our products are, of course, handmade in small batches. Everything is made with either organic or all natural ingredients. We do have some products that use essential oils, so they're completely 100% natural. And then we have some products that do have fragrances in them, but where we source the fragrances, they come from a very good place that are very well tested, and they make sure that there are no harsh chemicals or parabens or anything like that in it. And so that's pretty much it. Our soaps, we are a soap company, but we do have a small, little intimate collection of other items
Oh,
because
cool.
as an athlete, I said there's no way I'm doing this without using bath salts. So we do have bath salts that are also hand mixed.
Wow.
And then one of our most popular items is our body souffle, which is like a take on on body butter.
Okay.
Our take on body butter, and it has been extremely popular. And that is simply just 5 different oils and butters that I've chosen and found the perfect recipe and whipped them up to perfection. So that's our product offering. But back to the soaps, we have a wide range of soaps, and it's funny because over time, you kind of started with a couple, and I got a good response from there, and then I kind of added a couple more to the product line and kind of got a good response from there. So we're growing definitely with our products as well. And of course, again, we're a soap company, so the majority of our products are soaps.
The benefits, I mean, go into more detail about why it's so important to use certainly soaps rather than something you just buy for a couple bucks at the store.
Okay, so everything that I believe, most things, I won't say everything, most things that are made by hand are usually made almost to perfection. You have an artisan, someone like me, that's really taking time into what they're doing and the art of what they're doing as well. But the ingredients of the soap is very important. We use something called the cold process method, which is literally simply taking oils and butters, a lye concentration that's mixed with water, and then mixing them together, and that the lye concentration turns the oils and butters into soap. And when you're done, after the soap cures for about 4 to 6 weeks, you're literally left with none of the water that you originally started with, and the majority of it is the oils and butters that you started with. And so we know that things like shea butter, mango butter, olive oil, the list goes on, sunflower oil, they all have these amazing benefits to our skin. So with our soaps, you're getting the bulk of the soap is just that. When you're buying soaps and shower gels from Target or Walmart or wherever your local store is, people don't really know that most of those products are being cut literally with all types of preservatives, because large companies want to be able to keep those products on the shelves for a long extended. They need to make 100 million bars, so they need to make sure that they're going to last on the shelves. And when they do that, they use all of these extra preservatives and things that aren't natural. And that's why I'm so glad you asked me. That's why soap has such a bad rap for drying your skin. It's because that's not really soap. It's like 20% of that is soap, and the rest of that is like water and other preservatives that they use, in their process. And so, that with our soap, you're getting actual soap. I saw a quote on one of the companies that I follow, and it said, "Real soap is made with lye," and it's the truth because once the lye is mixed with the oils, and again once it dissolves and turns it into soap, you're literally left with the butters, the oils, whatever scent or fragrance or essential oils that we have used in it. So it's just a better option. Think about it this way. Would you want to pay for half a cup of coffee and then the other half is water, or do you want the full cup of coffee? And that's really what we're doing here.
How much are your soaps?
So they range, and we're actually getting ready to add a fragrance-free line of soaps as well, just because I know that there are a lot of people that are sensitive to smell.
Yeah.
So those fragrance-free soaps will start at $8,
Okay.
and then our standard bars of soap range from $10 to $12.
And people can order online,
Yes.
right? Is that the best way? Or go, I know that, like you said, you have your soaps at Tower Blends.
Yes.
But other stores too, or?
No, just Tower
Just there,
Blends.
okay.
And Austin, I wanted to share with you that certainly soap is only 6 months old.
Yeah.
And so just to have the opportunity for our products to be in Tower Blends is such an amazing thing. And then also too, my brother owns a restaurant in the Bay Area, and Certainly Soap makes tallow soap for him as well, a barbecue restaurant.
Oh,
so I guess technically we are in two places.
Sure.
Yeah, but going online is the best way to order. And you know, if you browse through our social media, you can kind of get an idea of what the soaps look like and what we have to offer.
We've got about a minute left. I want to ask you, what's the future? I mean, you've just started this. If you look ahead, you know, to next year and the year after, where are you hoping to be?
You know, Austin, everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? Everything that we go through is literally just a stepping stone to get us to where we're supposed to be. And I didn't realize that until I started Certainly Soap. Every event that I've ever planned has given me organization and structure for Certainly Soap. And I think that's why I was able to produce such an amazing product in such a small amount of time. And so when I look to the future, I don't see event planning being something that I never come back to, but for now we're definitely focused on growing Certainly Soap, getting our stockists up. We're actually getting ready to relaunch Certainly Soap at the end of this month. We'll be adding some more products, some soaps and stuff that are for men, some other products for men. We'll be having candles as well. So, you know, we're just kind of growing, you know, but steadily growing. So when I look ahead, I see nothing but, you know, a bright future for Certainly Soap. And I just hope that we continue to have opportunities like this here with you.
Come back.
Yes,
Especially
definitely.
when you get the men's stuff, because I want to try that.
Okay, definitely.
Now, I also want to try your bath salts, because I love taking baths.
Okay,
You know, I've
awesome.
got cystic fibrosis, so sometimes I get pains and I get really bad stomach, and the nice hot water really helps me. But if I put in the bath salts, it's like even better. And
It
but
is.
I've noticed that one brand of salts that I buy compared to another, they're all different. So I really would love to do a test with yours.
Okay,
and then we could
awesome.
come back and talk about it.
Yes,
if
definitely.
you're down for that.
Of course,
So,
of course. You just let me know what you'd like and I'll send it over to you.
perfect. How can people get in touch with you? Easiest way online? What's your website?
Easiest ways online, certainlysoap.com, www.certainlysoap.com. Also social media, we're on Instagram at Certainly Soap. We're on TikTok at Certainly Soap, and we're also on Facebook, Certainly Soap.
I love TikTok. I literally just got mine like last week.
Yeah.
And I'm addicted now.
Yes, same here. It's like you're like, okay, I'm only gonna give it a couple minutes, and then you're like 2 hours later, there you are.
I know. I posted a ridiculous video of my dog yesterday, and it's already got like 500 views. And that's great that you're on TikTok.
Yes,
That's really smart as a business owner.
Yeah, you know what? My very first video on TikTok was just a video of me pouring one of our fragrance-free soap. It was a turmeric soap.
Okay.
And I woke up and literally the next day it had like 100,000 views. Yeah, I think it's just people kind of get gratification of watching like the batter and then like watching me, you know, put the texture and the design onto it. So that was awesome. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, this is the
You're
right
gonna
place.
post more videos.
Yes.
I will follow you on TikTok for sure.
Please
and
do.
Instagram too.
Please do. Thank you.
Cambrea, thank you for joining us. Great to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we'll see
Austin.
you again.
All right, take
Okay.
care.
We are going to take a quick break. More of Central Valley Talk coming up on this Thursday afternoon, hanging out with you during the lunch hour. Stay with us. Just before 12:30, welcome back to Central Valley Talk and Central Valley Business. I'm Austin Reed. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. It is March the 18th, 2021. I can't believe March is wrapping up. It'll be gone sooner rather than later. Spring arrives on Saturday. We're excited for that. You're watching us live right now on YouTube TV, Facebook, Instagram, and of course our home, CentralValleyTalk.com. I am Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Austin Reed on Air. Also on Instagram and Twitter. We've got another live local guest standing by. Give it up for Bethany Chavez with Bethany Birth Services here in Fresno. Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good.
So tell us about Bethany Birth Services.
So Bethany Birth Services is my company. I started this company, a very small business. It's just me. And I provide doula support and placenta encapsulation support to most of Central California. So I work with families of all ages, first-time parents, second, third, fourth-time parents. I go to the hospitals and I provide doula support. So doula support is something that actually is it's a native and indigenous resource, and it's been passed down from generations, and it's basically support during someone's time in their life when they're pregnant. So prenatal support, labor and birth support, and even postpartum support as well.
You know, that is absolutely critical. My wife, after, she gave birth to twins almost 5 years ago, the postpartum depression really set in. It was tough.
Yeah. And that's a lot of moms come to me with that question. They want to try placenta encapsulation because they had it maybe the first time around and they're hoping for like a different postpartum experience. So they'll either hire a doula, they'll try their placenta capsules. And that's when I take the placenta and I put it into capsules for the person going through postpartum to consume it. And it helps them with hormone balance. It helps them with postpartum depression and anxiety, baby blue symptoms, replenishing iron levels, just all these great benefits, which is also, again, a cultural practice that we're bringing it back. And it's kind of something that's always been here, but now people are more interested in it because they see the benefits.
And I think a lot of the expectations for a brand new mom is overwhelming.
Yeah. A lot of people usually like chat in their ears and say all these different expectations of, oh, you should do this or you should do this. But especially for first time parents, and every birth, every labor and postpartum is different every time. So they hope that every time they get that support that they might not be able to get from other people who just may not understand what they need, prenatally, and even sometimes medical providers can't provide that for them. So they go looking for someone who can just be an emotional support, a physical support, educational support. We prep them for labor and for their birth, and then even postpartum, we do home visits with them. And then we just come into their home and we help them around the house. Like which parent wouldn't want that after they just had a baby?
Yeah. Do you have kids?
I don't have kids, and you don't have to be a doula you don't have to have kids to be a doula. Usually what we see around the world in a lot of different indigenous and native cultures is that these girls are being brought up in this birth world since the time that they're super young. So honestly, you don't even have to have a training and certification to be a doula, but obviously, in today's modern world, that would be nice. So here, of course, in the U.S. and in a lot of other developed places, doula support comes from trainings, and all it is knowledge being passed down from person to person. And that's really how we provide a village to help these parents care for themselves and for their babies.
Talk a little bit about the process in more detail.
So the process. About which one? Placenta encapsulation or doula support?
I want to hear more about the placenta.
Okay, so placenta encapsulation, that's when a mom, or even sometimes the dads or whichever partner, calls me and says, hey, I'm interested in encapsulating my placenta. I've heard really good benefits, usually online or from other people. So what does that look like is I come in and I pick up your placenta from wherever you're birthing. It could be a home birth, which is not too popular here in the Central Valley, but there is some options. or from the hospital usually, and I take that back and I encapsulate it. So the first day would look like cleaning out the placenta, maybe making a cord keepsake with the umbilical cord. A lot of people like that. They usually put in their scrapbooks to keep and save.
Sure.
Other people want different add-ons like a placenta print, which is when we literally put a print of the placenta on like a canvas paper, and you can hang it up. You can keep it as a keepsake. There's other options like smoothies. I know it sounds really weird, but you'd be surprised. People have said it tastes really good. And yeah, I even do tinctures and balms. And what I do with the placenta to put it into capsules is I either put it in the steam pot or I put it straight into the dehydrator, and it skips the steaming process. It depends on what that person feels comfortable with. And then on day 2, I take it, I maybe put some herbs in it. The herbs are really popular as well because it helps to give that boost postpartum. And then I blend it, and then I put it into capsules and I deliver it back to my clients.
And then the benefits, I mean, you kind of touched on it, but, you know, I think for you know, women or men, I mean, you know, mothers and fathers that are a little weary, why is it so beneficial?
Yes, and I can understand because some people, they think when they think eating your placenta, they think of the actual like placenta, how it looks like when it came out, but what the end result are in capsule sizes for you to take just like supplements. And I have flavored capsules. So flavored capsules are optional. I have strawberry, orange, grape, and I even have a vegan and vegetarian option for people who don't mind that. And the benefits, again, they help to reduce baby blue symptoms, postpartum and depression symptoms. It helps to replenish iron levels. It helps to increase lactation supply for people who are wanting to lactate for their babies. It has so many great benefits. People have even said that they feel more energized, like it's an energy boost, because what you're doing is you're putting those vitamins, stem cells back into your body.
Right, which get released.
Right.
So,
and it helps people give that boost.
Yeah, no, for sure. We've got about a minute left. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything that I missed?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on the doula support benefits. So
Sure.
having a doula, you can have a doula when you're pregnant and then preparing for labor and birth, and then even postpartum. And so I just wanted people to know that the benefits of having a doula is reduced risk of cesarean births, reduced risk of medical interventions. You get some emotional, physical, and educational support. We help make a birth plan for you and postpartum. We come in, we cook for you, we clean for you, we advocate for you, we teach you what consent is during birth. So all of these things are very important these days because we're seeing this in the developed country of the USA. There's moms who are dying in childbirth. And so having a doula to advocate for you is really important. So I just wanted people to know that.
All right, very good. Do you want to talk real quick about the pricing and what kind of options, folks have?
Yeah, there's daytime and overnight postpartum support. That's from $20 to $25 an hour.
Okay.
You can hire, all the details are like in the contract, all consultations are free. And then I do also offer birth support, labor and birth support, even virtually,
Nice.
which right now COVID has turned into a thing, and it works for some people. And then there's even the placenta encapsulation is $250.
That's not bad at all. So BethanyBirthServices.com. What's your phone number?
Phone number is 559-365-6659.
All right, very good. Interesting conversation. A lot of that stuff I never even would have thought. So
yes.
Thanks for enlightening our viewers today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you're watching Central Valley Talk. We're back with another live local guest coming up shortly. Stay with us.